Hi, everyone. While President Zelenskyy draws clear red lines that Ukraine will never cross, no matter the pressure from Trump, Putin, or anyone else, Vladimir Putin is out there, hinting at peace deals, only to declare he's ready to keep fighting. But behind the Kremlin's bravado, there's another story. Empty grocery shelves, collapsing consumption, and oligarchs scrambling for loans. And yet, somehow, they still think they'll march to Odessa. Let's unpack what's really happening. President Zelenskyy made it clear. Ukraine will not reduce its army, will not accept the occupation of its territories, and will not negotiate away land that hasn't been conquered. These aren't just government positions. These red lines reflect the will of the Ukrainian people. They're not up for negotiation, not for Trump, not for Putin, not for anyone. That's the heart of Ukrainian democracy, and it's backed by steel. Meanwhile, in Russia, Putin talks like he's ready for a 10-year war. But he won't say that consumption of everyday goods is falling. Not luxury items, basic daily products, and no surprise, meat, produce, even household items are dropping. People are tightening belts while state corporations take on debt. Sure, his oligarch inner circle is fine, but for the rest, it's 1990s Russia with a sprinkle of Soviet nostalgia. This is a regime fueled by illusion. One that couldn't take Kiev when they had the chance. One that can't even fully hold the Donbass. But they want Odessa? They've got dreams larger than their logistics. A recent Washington Post article claimed the war might end next year, if Ukraine gets a government loyal to Moscow. That's not a peace deal. That's capitulation. And if that's the Kremlin's endgame, we have bad news. The only seat a Russia-friendly government could occupy in Ukraine is an electric chair. Because they won't survive here. Ukrainians won't allow it. Not with their words, but with their weapons. Fortunately, Europe sees this clearly. The Czech initiative is arming Ukraine through September. Denmark is pledging over €1 billion in military aid. Regardless of talks, the weapons will flow. And this matters, because the stronger Ukraine's hand at the table, the stronger peace will be. No frozen conflict, no backroom deals, just sovereignty. Let's be honest. Putin is still betting on Trump. He hopes that if Trump returned to power, he'll push a peace plan favorable to Moscow. That's why Russia is suddenly interested in being heard. But what does being heard mean for the Kremlin? It means, let us keep Crimea. It means, recognize our occupation. It means, let us disarm Ukraine. That's not diplomacy. That's a racket. And it's wrapped in the same delusion that if you scream loud enough, someone will believe you've won the war. Now let's talk Trump's trade war strategy. Fitch just downgraded U.S. economic outlook. Corporate valuations are falling. Apple, Nvidia, Google, Meta, trillions in lost value. Why? Because allies are starting to retaliate, not against the U.S. as a whole, but against Trump's America. Macron is reportedly urging French corporations to avoid investing in Republican-dominated states. It's targeted economic warfare, with the message, if you support economic nationalism, expect the world to respond. Bloomberg puts it bluntly, these moves are pushing countries away from the West and toward China. So, what do you think? Are Zelensky's red lines the right ones? Is Putin bluffing, or does he have the resources to keep going? And is Trump's economic nationalism backfiring by pushing the world closer to China? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, stay informed, stand with Ukraine, and support freedom where it's under fire. See you next time.